How y'all doing, man? It's your boy the Calm Man, KHAM_man.510. That's the Bay. Catch me on Universal the Bays. Catch me on What It Sound Like podcast, where you get your best reviews and interviews. And then catch me here on Tapping No Capping. If you're nerdy, you've seen it, then what's your opinion? What's happening, Jew?
What it is, man, it's your boy Straw Hat Joofy. Make it do what it doofy. You can find me here, there, and everywhere else like air. You feel me? Catch me right here on Tapping No Capping. You can catch me on the One Piece Alliance, man, on Facebook and Instagram, man. Check me out. Kaori, what's popping?
What's up? I'm actually not tired today, so but you can always find me on Nerd on the Street or TikTok, Instagram.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. So
don't laugh at me. I took a nap today.
Yeah, you took your nap. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start calling you sleepy. You know what I mean, like a dwarf and whatnot. It fits. But let's see. We here to talk about the man of the hour, man.
Yeah, we got a special guest for y'all, man, this evening.
You know
we got a good interview up for grabs, man. None other than Masterminds Connects, also known as Marco, man. If you don't know, you feel me? No polo, but you know what I mean? He in the building.
What's happening?
What's up? Thank you guys for having me. I'm doing good. Trying to figure out this holiday season. It's crazy. It doesn't feel like December, but it is. So I gotta deal with that.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
What you got going on for the month of December? You busy? Like you got projects? Like what we talking about?
Nah, so I just finished up LA Comic-Con, which was first convention, and now I'm kind of taking it easy, trying to plan for research new conventions because it was kind of fun. I met a lot of cool people, Kaori included. And let's see what the convention life is all about.
Okay, I'm really actually shocked that that's your first convention. You are like a conventional nerd, right? Like you don't just like Disney, like you like other fandoms.
Yes. As you can see, I have like a bunch of Marvel action figures in the background. I have Dragon Ball Z figures on that shelf right there. I have the DC figures over here. So yeah, I like a bunch of things.
Okay.
Now when I showed up at his booth, I was there to buy a print, of course. And then he was having a conversation with another girl when I came back about Star Wars, and I was like, Star Wars talk.
Oh, he's a Star Wars guy too?
Yeah, it was like a pretty intense Star Wars conversation. So I was actually going to ask you, like, do you like the older Star Wars, or like are you a fan of the newer Star Wars projects, or do you just like the TV shows?
I like most things Star Wars. I haven't gotten to Clone Wars yet, but I like 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, they're good, but they're not as good. And the 8, 9, 10 or whatever those other 3, they got worse a little bit. But the TV shows are pretty good. I just finished up Ahsoka. That was straight.
Yes, sir.
Kenobi was dope. Kind of here and there. It was watchable. It was watchable.
The first few episodes was good, and then it was like it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm about to hurt somebody. I'm about to hurt some people's feelings on TikTok for what I say with my next video when it comes to Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. Okay.
Mandalorian and Boba Fett was fire though. Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
The book of Boba Fett was not that good to me, but the Mandalorian was amazing, of course.
Yeah.
Mando was a 10 out of 10.
We do spoilers, or you gotta stay away from spoilers?
I'm with all the spoilers. I did.
Hey, let's get it. I'm all ears.
I like that they brought Moff Gideon back. That was my guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was my guy. His first his first defeat wasn't it. He went out like a punk.
He didn't like the way he went down, huh?
Nah, they had to do my boy correctly.
Hey, bro came back full Darth Vader mode though, with it, like he had the whole suit, helmet with the horns. I'm like, oh, he ain't doing no play.
Yeah, he not playing games.
No, none at all. Bro did not come to play, bro. And I like it. I like it.
Got you.
But yeah, man, let's get into this.
Okay, so look. I was, I did my little research and whatnot, what I'm saying, my due diligence, if you will, what I'm saying? And you feel me? I'm gonna start off with something light for right now. So we all know you in LA, right? Okay, bet. So
yes.
You from New York?
Yes.
But what is your cultural background? Because I was watching the interview, you was talking about one of the things that bring you back to your childhood is plantains. You know what I'm saying? So what's your cultural background?
Jamaican.
So I am Haitian. My parents were born in Haiti, and I was born in New York. But yeah, plantains, boy. I could eat those all day. I could eat rice and beans all day.
Nice.
There's something called griot, which is like fried pork. I could eat that all day. But yeah, Haitian. That is my background.
Okay, that's what's up.
I heard it here, people. He is of Haitian descent.
Yes.
Real one.
Coming from a strong culture. A very strong culture, man. Very strong cultural background.
So besides your cultural background, this also kind of dives into your culture as well. When I was watching one of your interviews, it said that, well, you said that your parents were a little bit more strict. They didn't really allow you to watch the raunchiness, the adult content. So you kind of dove into more like Disney movies and whatnot. So what do you have, like a religious background? Like, do you have a spiritual practice that you still keep dear and near to you, or what?
So I grew up Baptist. So like my parents were really big in the church. The people who had me who babysat me were really like, they were like the pastor. So yeah, I have a backbone in like Christianity and stuff. I don't practice as much. I've gotten away from like religion and just like, I just know that like, God is behind me, whatever I do, I pray in the morning, things like that. And I could read whenever I remember, but other than that, it's like, I really let go of a lot of things because it's getting into a point where it's more like traditions instead of the values. So it's like, things are moving at such a quick pace right now, and you just got to keep grounded somehow.
I agree. You definitely got to believe in something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got to stand for something.
Because if you try to do things by yourself, it's damn near impossible.
Amen. I agree. Shout out to the other co-hosts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Shout out to Joe. But I was gonna say, with that being said, I feel as though when you be talking and you do your articles, you always say like, with a splash of disgust and whatnot. But I'm gonna call Cat, man. I feel like you put it on the fans on the stuff that they say about your drawings and whatnot. I feel like you part of the fandom, bro. I'm gonna call Cat, bro. Ain't no way that you just super like, oh no, I don't know where this is coming from. Ain't no way you was drawing some of these characters the way you was drawing them. Hey, you feel me? You ain't think no nothing, bro. I saw the sheer dresses and all that. So what? Tell me what are your guilty pleasures, bro?
So at first, when I started,
pause for a second.
When I started with Scar, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna just make Scar like a cool ass from. You guys have watched Beastars before?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So I was watching that, and it was a group of lions. I was like, no, like yo, he looked like dope in that kind of area, in that scenery, in that environment. So it was like completely innocent. So I did Scar, and then I was like, they were like, yo, who's next? Who's next? So I drew Mufasa afterwards. And then I just drew Mufasa how I imagined him to be. So I was like, a splash of rock, a splash of Jason Momoa.
Listen.
You know, like...
Count! That's count!
I just threw some influences in there. And then that's when I realized, yo, this is going crazy. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this on purpose. Let's see if I can pull from different things. So I was like, let me just take different influences for everywhere. And then I just started having fun. Like we was in COVID, we was in quarantine. Man.
Yeah.
So at first was
you saying it without saying
it was innocent.
Yeah,
at first it was innocent, but then I was doing it on purpose. I'll give you that.
Okay,
you heard it here first.
Thank you.
Listen,
Right.
when I first saw Scar's drawing, it was on Facebook, and I was like, I don't know who drew this, but this looks fucking amazing. And so I shared it, and like all of my friends who watch anime, they're like, who is that? I was like, I don't know who drew this, but it looks fucking fantastic. And then literally like 2 days later, it was after you had already drawn Mufasa, but like a couple of days later, Mufasa came down my timeline. I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Who did this? Because now I need it. He was the background. They were both the background on my phone for weeks before I found your page. And I was like, finally, I know who drew it. And then I just started following and every time. And I was just like, oh my God. I think when you went into doing Tarzan and you did Sabor in the sheer dress, I was like, yep, he needs to be met like immediately because the drawing is immaculate.
See, the thing is, like, the characters, since I know Disney characters so well, I drew them in a way where it's believable to what they actually do. So Sabor, up until now, people didn't even know that Sabor was a female leopard. So, but she was a savage in that movie. So like, I tried to bring all of that in the artwork and in a more like humanized form. But like Kala, I drew her in a nice like auntie dress. Kerchak was in like a cop uniform because you could kind of see 100%. What these characters would do, and so like some of them were like, yeah, you know, let me lean in, and others like, no, this is like actually believable. Tantor, he was dressed as a nurse, or he's nurse / doctor, whatever you prefer. So it's like based on these characters, what I am doing them as, it just makes sense.
100% believable. I love when people find out new Disney facts about, like, because you know, like you said, like people are just now finding out that Sabor was a girl, and I was like, I didn't know that because I feel like they said she a couple of times in the movie, but you know, maybe I just have really good hearing.
Also, people didn't know that. I'm convinced nobody actually watched Bambi because people are like, Bambi's a guy, and I'm like. Yeah,
that's crazy.
The last half of the movie is way better than anything in the first half because that's when Bambi grows up. And like, okay, so this is the reason. So since I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of violence and stuff growing up, any type of like action or cool shit that happened in Disney movies, I would like latch onto. Cause then, you know, I didn't have anything else. So like at the end of Bambi, he's really like messing up these dogs. There's a pack of dogs that comes to like attack his girl, and he's like messing him up with his horns. He fights another deer, so I'm like, yeah, like any part I could cling on to, that's what I hung on to. But yeah, if you have not watched Bambi, at least watch like the last
half.
25 minutes.
I feel like that's probably where people have stopped, is like they watched the first half and then like kind of like quit after Bambi's mom got killed.
Yeah, and then after that part, it's just
very emotional.
Yeah,
I watched Bambi for Thumper though. Thumper's my guy.
Thumper's cool. So for Thumper's character, I based him on Shia LaBeouf.
I see that.
Yeah. So like I put him in like combat boots and like ripped clothing, because I feel like he has that like that white boy bout it energy. Like let's get it. Like I'm out here for anything.
I feel that.
Bout it. I'm looking at the photo now. Like I can see it now.
What's on though with Pele? What's happening, bro? But yeah, okay. I knew you was capping, bro. I knew it. Every time I seen an article or you in the interviews, I was like, man, this man trying so hard to be innocent, bro. Ain't no fucking way.
Let me tell you. There was some people who went entirely too far. Like
Quasimodo?
Like
it's not an animal, bro.
So it's not. Yeah, he's
not an animal.
I mean, I could do the
try
goat.
again, Charlie.
Jolly, I would absolutely love.
Tell me the goat's name without. Never mind. I was gonna say, if you tell me the goat's name without looking it up, then I'll.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Disney is my shit. So like, I was upset with myself because I used to say his name all the time, and I thought his name was spelled Jolly, and I was like, oh my god, I love Jolly so much, only to figure out that it's not spelled anywhere close to that. And I was like, oh,
is it like DJ or something?
Yeah, DJALI.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, sure. I was like, but his name is still Jolly. That's fine. But oh my god, 100%. I feel like that would be a great drawing. Is if you did Jolly. I love Jolly so much. He's so cute.
I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, you write stuff down. I want to transition in that. Because there are some things that I want to get off my chest. To be honest with you, gargoyles.
This boy said the gargoyles are kind of animals. They're stone
guy.
creatures. Those are monsters. Those are not animals.
Hey, but I feel you, and you might be getting lucky pretty soon.
Oh, okay. I like that. So, with that being said, man, what's your beef with Cartoon Network, bro? Why we ain't getting the Cartoon Network characters, bro? I saw this clean.
You know what?
Go ahead.
You know what? The only reason I don't have a huge love for Cartoon Network, because I ain't had that channel growing up.
So it's resentment.
I just didn't have that channel. It's not baked in. Like Nickelodeon is baked in, but Cartoon Network, I started watching like Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, all those joints later on in life. So it's like I like it, but it's not like
it doesn't hit you to the childhood.
Yeah,
got you. Well, see,
that's literally the only reason. That's the only reason.
See, I'm gonna call Cap.
That's Cap.
Because I saw a picture of you doing Balto. That was fire.
Balto is Disney.
Is Balto Disney?
Balto is Disney.
No. That's not Cartoon
Balto
Network.
It's not Disney. No way.
Balto is Disney.
It's not Disney.
Balto's not Disney, but he's not Cartoon Network.
Bruh.
I saw it on Cartoon Network.
You can see it on Cartoon Network, but they don't own Balto.
Well, that's what connects to my childhood. I watched it on Cartoon Network. What about something?
I never watched it on.
Let me bring it back a little bit. So me and my mom, and my little sister, since we didn't watch a lot of TV, we'll always go to the library and like borrow movies. So we could borrow while we're going to Blockbuster, we're going to the library. We get like, my mom had a card, I had a card, my sister had a card. We could each get 7 movies each. So we would come back like every week with like 21 movies. And Balto was usually one of those movies. So Balto, like, I really like Balto. I might watch that.
Balto is Universal. Balto is Universal Pictures, so they can use that.
Balto is very, very underrated.
Facts. It definitely is. It had a
based on a true story. That's what makes it so dope too.
Exactly.
Balto is a real dog. His body is on display in the museum at this very moment. Balto, the real last
Yeah,
it's a real dog.
I mean, I feel like there's a better dog than Balto, but that's just me, you know.
Who?
Better dog than Balto.
It's the dog that came before Balto, actually. His name starts with
Tojo?
It starts with a T. I think so.
Oh, nigga, he must not be that great if you don't know his name.
Anyway, so his dog that came before Balto, and the reason that Balto is so famous is because Balto did that last leg, or that last part of that trip, but the dog that came like before that did like most of the trip by itself is that one. And I was like, his story is just as traumatic. I think he has a statue too. I cannot remember his name.
Togo. It's Togo.
Yes. I knew it started with a T.
So I never got into the you never answered the questions of the guilty pleasures. What, now that you're older, now that you can watch the things without your parental control, what are the things that you've dove into that, you know what I'm saying, besides we just now talking about Cartoon Network, like, are you adult swim watcher? Are you know what I mean, what certain animes are you like into that might, you feel me, make your parents frown? Like, what are the things that you are exposed to now that you really love? What's on the watch list?
You know what's crazy? Here's the thing. I like anime a lot, but sometimes I can't watch because it feels like I'm doing homework. So like, when I'm watching, it's like I'm looking at how, like, oh man, they drew the fire so crazy like this, or look at how her hair goes like this. So I do like anime. I watch Death Note. I started my One Piece journey. Straw Hat, you should be proud. My Hero, I'm like, I need to catch up on the latest season because it was getting kind of slow, but they said they pick it up. What else? Yeah, those. Demon Slayer is hard. I finished that. But I do like a lot of live action shows because, like, while I watch, it's not really like I'm studying, but I can still, like, because I really want animation to be a lot more like adult oriented, because it's just a medium, it's not a genre. So like I'm watching like Game of Thrones, White Lotus,
talk your shit.
Yellowstone is hard. Like I watch a lot of live action shows.
I love Yellowstone
because then I want to tell these stories, but in animated form. You could do so much with it, but it's like they got to stop looking at it as a kid medium and look at it just like a medium. Like just like animation should not be in the same category as action, adventure, romance. It should be romance, that's animation. Action, that's animation. Like it doesn't need to be its own thing. Like, yeah, it's crazy. But I feel like the future is building up to that.
Okay. So she had mentioned a character that she wanted you to do. I actually have a few. So like you did one of my favorite characters. Yes, please. Please. Oh, love this. Okay, great. So she had mentioned her character, right? I saw one of the most fires, two ones that I really loved that you did. You did Pete from the Goofy movie, fire. That shit was A1. I don't think people give it enough credit. Pete ain't never looked that saucy in Disney ever. You feel me? So you did your thing on that one. You know what I'm saying? You captured the swag of Pete because you know what I'm saying. You saw what he did when he went to college. You know what I'm saying? So definitely. But I want you to do Darkwing. You did Darkwing Duck, so I want you to do my boy Secret Squirrel. I feel like if you did Secret Squirrel, it would be fire.
I love Secret Squirrel like that. That'd be yeah.
I needed that same essence that you gave Darkwing Duck because I was clean with the beanie and all. That was cool, bro. With the blicky on him, I said, okay. I don't know if he got that cultural vibe from New York or he got that from LA, but I'm fucking with it. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny because like I do base the characters I do off of like the region that I think they're from. So living in New York, living in Florida, living in LA, I pick up like different pieces of fashion from each place. So like Pumbaa was definitely from New York. He had the shoes on, he had the all denim.
100%.
And then certain characters, you could tell they're from LA, like Simba was like based on like an LA just goes to brunch all the time. So yeah, picking up different things is good because then you know like, okay, since I'm from New York, I know they're not gonna pair this pair of shoes with this, you know, or jeans or whatever. So I think that's why people latched onto it because it looks like authentic. Like it doesn't look like, because there's a lot of art that I'm pretty sure you've seen that it just looks like, you know, the character holding up a chain with grills on, baggy pants, a jersey, like no rhyme or reason for why they're wearing it. So I to the untrained eye, it could look like that, but you know, I don't try to do that because that's just drawing like a ghetto version of a character just for that sake. Like, no, what's the reason? If you give me a good reason, you give me a good story, fine. But if there's no backstory, you just think it looks cool, then that's not for me.
Got you.
So I do have a question about one of your projects before he gets to whatever he's about to talk about. So I know because you on your Patreon you're doing the Pride Lands as like moving comic. How is that going? Because I think I joined, so you know I have to ask. Like, are you to the part where where you've gotten the voice cast, like to start recording?
So we've gotten Zira and Mufasa already, and we have a stand-in for Sarabi right now, and we've got Shere Khan as well. So people who don't know, Pride Lands is like, it's the Lion King story with like a twist. So we also bring in characters from, as we talked about, other Disney movies are going to be more prominent in this story. Like, for example, Shere Khan and Mufasa grew up as best friends. Like, they were cool with each other. They grew up with each other. They hung out. Mufasa, Scar, and Shere Khan all hung out together, along with Rafiki.
I like that.
And funny things like, you know, Simba. So instead of Simba running away to like the jungle, he's running away to like the concrete jungle. So they're all based in LA, but he's running away to the concrete jungle, which is New York. So that's when he meets Timon and Pumbaa, and then he gets into little shenanigans over there. But yeah, so right now we casted a few voice actors. We did the first issue, so we're trying to like test things out, see how it goes, work on the art style. But it's a long process. It's not as easy as you think. Plus, like, I have 3 other people working with me, and they all have full-time jobs, and it's like you got to try to schedule a meeting, and 2 of them are on the East Coast, and 2 of them are here, so we got to work with the time difference. So it's it's pretty crazy, but it's also like rewarding when we can all work together and get an idea together.
Okay, that's what's up. Are you still looking for voice actors or maybe people that can help draw? Like, what are you like looking for assistance in?
Yeah, so we are looking for voice actors, but we want to do it in a way where it's like there's so many people like, yo, I want to be the voice of, you know, Dodger from Oliver and Company, and they're like, all right, cool. Well, do you have a reel? And they're like, nah, I ain't never did one. So it's like, how are we supposed to? how are we supposed to know? Yeah. So like, I encourage if anyone is trying to like be a voice of someone, like at least like research the movie, look up the character, and like your own into it, but at least know what the essence of the character is. Like there's some people who, let's say I want to be Timon, and they're like saying exact lines that Timon says, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for like, what is your interpretation of Timon? Yeah, like a more grounded 2023 version, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we're going to be looking for all that soon. We're just doing it periodically as things move forward. But yeah.
Okay, bet.
Thank you for joining the Patreon. Actually, let me know if you have any suggestions while you're reading through everything.
Oh, okay. But hey, sweetheart, you muted.
When I met you at the booth, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
When I met you at the booth, and I said like following you since like you started 100%. So like when the Patreon came through, I was like, I'm about to join right now. So I did it, and I was just kind of looking through stuff, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go full royal family type thing and just like go ahead and do all of that because it's super interesting to me, mainly because my brother is like huge into graphic design. That's what he got his degree in, and I love watching him work. And so like other people who are also in like the same field, because both my brothers do art, so like in the same field, you know what I'm saying, and I love watching other people do it. So like watching you like from all of those things that you started back a few years ago to like this point right now, I'm like, oh, I love this. So of course when I saw you at the booth, absolute obsession. I was like, I have to like speak or something.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
So with that being said, she talked about how you started. I was watching one of your interviews and you mentioned that you started off on a tablet. So are you still team Android or are you iPhone now?
So I started off on a Wacom tablet. Well, I started off on paper, but then my first drawing tablet was a Wacom tablet, and that was cool and all. But this iPad is not a game. This iPad is not a joke. So yeah, that's what I use.
Not a joke.
I use that 90% of the time. So if I'm working with big files, I'll bring it over. I don't know if you can see it, but I have this thing and it like rotates and adjusts. But that's usually when I'm like trying to put together a lot of files that I get over the computer. But 99% of the stuff, I'm just on the iPad.
Gotcha.
Same here. You're like, are you?
He only asked that because he has an Android phone.
I mean, that's fine. I also have, you feel me? My handy dandy
an Android tablet.
That's fine. You know what I'm saying?
That's why he
started. That's how he started. That's how I'm starting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Android get you through. Oh, okay. What was I gonna say? So I would ask you, who's your favorite Disney character? I don't know if it's changed, but I heard that you said your favorite Disney character was Beast. So is that still your favorite character, or has it developed since? And if it is, then I'm gonna switch and ask you, who's your favorite anime character?
Nah, it's the same. It's the same. It's because, yeah, he has the best. He has the best character growth, and his design is so crazy. Like,
I agree.
Like buffalo, bear, lion, all like, put together. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh,
my favorite anime character, boy.
I heard you also like Avatar, so I mean we can sneak him in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Avatar is hard.
Yeah,
Avatar is dope. My favorite character, Zuko is really cool. Muzan from Demon Slayer, he's one of them. Light Yagami is dope. That's dope, but he's dope.
That's like I'm assuming you saying that because of your love for like masterminds, right?
Yeah, I like characters that like with a master plan, like they could think like, yeah,
that's dope.
Like evil geniuses I always had like something for an evil genius.
Okay, good. So I also know that you love music, right? And you said that one of your favorite film scores is Black Panther. So with that being said, now that this movie is out, which one is better? Which one has the better film score? Shout out to What It Sound Like, Creed 3 or Black Panther?
I'm gonna still give it to Black Panther, but it's funny you said that. The composer is the same for a lot of the score for both those movies.
That's why I try to do that. You feel me? That comparison.
Yeah. Ludwig Göransson or something. I think that's his name, how you pronounce it. But yeah, he did both. He also, I want to say he did the Mandalorian theme.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure outside of these two movies, but if he did, I mean, that's fire.
I think he did that theme too.
I think so.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share a screen, and I want to show a couple of your artwork, if you don't mind, so people can be familiar. For those who are not familiar,
okay,
and we can go over some of. You can stop on which one you use the favorite. Anybody else can chime in. I'll tell y'all which one's my favorite when I see it.
This is a cool setup. I never did this before.
Oh yeah, you know, trying to give you the red carpet treatment and whatnot. This was fire. This was fire.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
Simba.
That's one of my favorites.
I
That's
am your father.
I love
That's one of my favorites.
Fire.
That's one of my
James
favorites.
Earl Jones for sure was fire.
Yeah, that's one.
Oh, you know what's another thing I wanted to mention while we showing this. Another one I wanted you to do, I thought was really dope when I was looking through your artwork. You did like, who was it? It was like, oh, you did Corella DeVille in her 20s. I thought that shit was clean as fuck. But
yeah, go down
I
a little.
also would say, huh?
Go down a little and click on it, because I'm just saying, if I find this dress, I'm cosplaying. I'm not even joking.
This one, oh, yep, there it is, right there. While I was thinking about it.
Got a problem, tell me now.
We ain't trying to get that copyright.
Facts.
Rihanna gonna get on this.
Listen, if I can find
so
or find a lookalike and or have my friend make that dress, I'm wearing it to a con.
That would be hard.
But I was gonna say,
go ahead.
You
dressed up as Cruella, right?
I did like an attacked dead version of her. I like when whenever I do cosplays, I want like, and it's never me choosing the cosplay that is the issue. It's always I choose the person and then I'm like, I don't want to do a normal version of them. I want to do a different version. And then it just requires me buying other things or doing extra work. I love that too.
I love this one. It was both hilarious, accurate, and fly. Like, this was dope. But speaking about
so
go ahead, brother.
So funny story about this picture or Michael B. Jordan. So I had drew a picture of Michael B. Jordan as like what would Black Panther look like if they were actual animals. So this was the character that I drew of him. So I posted
Isn't he
another
before
drawing.
The Pride Lands thing? You did him before Pride Lands.
Yeah, way before. Like 2 years.
2018.
So
was it?
Yeah, 18. Yep. So I posted another picture of him and I signed it. Like, so he commented on the picture. He was like, yo, this is awesome, but my initials are MBJ. And then he commented back, he's like, unless those are your initials, then my bad. Because my initials are MJB, but he thought I was signing the picture as MBJ, like his name. So I was like, man, because you could see how his mind was working. Like, oh damn, this might be the nigga's name. So he's like, yo, my bad.
Got you.
Yeah,
that's great. Have you ever met any like celebrities from after doing your work like that came up to you and like, you know, gave you props and whatnot?
No, I don't think so.
Got you.
I don't think so. I have I've spoken to them, but not like really in person. The closest thing I've been to is like meeting people who worked on the movies that I like take inspiration from. So they'll be like, yo, like I worked on that movie.
Good. So two things, because I was gonna wait till I get to it, but I don't want to forget while we scrolling through. There's two characters I also want you to do, because you from New York, but you a LA Lakers fan. I heard you say Kobe was your favorite player.
Yep.
So with that being said, you know, RIP. I feel as though the same way you did it with let me see if I can find it before I just go straight to that question. You did somebody that was like Halle Berry. I already remember who it was. Where is it at? The Halle Berry was so clean, bro. Where's the Halle?
Oh, that's down further. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, let me know. Slow.
Yeah, it's like Halle Berry was like 2021.
That lets you know I was scrolling.
My favorite image came from 2020, but I seen that it was also actually an old drawing of yours that you just end up redoing once you start doing digital art. But when you did that, Aku, when him with the tribal tattoo, standing with the peach in his hand, fire.
I'm actually surprised you didn't mention my boy Crash Bandicoot, because I thought as soon as you saw that you would have went crazy.
I just said Aku.
That's what he was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there it is, right there.
He said the name of the mask.
I didn't say Crash Bandicoot because I ain't no nerd. I know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna He know I got a chain of it. I done got compliments on the show for wearing it, but I got a chain.
That's hard.
It's clean, bro. You gotta see it, bro.
That's my boy.
I need to see that.
We also did another one of my favorite movies.
Yes, they said she's like,
it's right there.
You also did another one of my favorite films, bro, The Aristocats. Like, that was one of my favorite Disney movies as a kid.
Underrated.
Yes, very. So, you know, I mean, so we kind of got like similar backgrounds in a sense. So like my foster grandparents didn't used to let me watch too much stuff. I had to sneak and watch it, or I go to my friend's house and watch it. But I was able to watch Disney Channel and Nickelodeon all the time. I watched Cartoon Network too, but Disney Channel Nick was my shit. So you remember Disney Vault came out and the movie would come on every Friday at 8 o'clock or every night at 8 o'clock. Disney Vault. My curfew was at 9. Aristocats and Oliver and Company was some of the movies that took me like years to finish because I could never.
You had to turn it off.
Commercials. And to this day, Disney Vote is the reason why I hate commercials. I don't have no love for commercials.
Dang, that's crazy. Because it took out like 20 minutes of your time.
Yes, like if we never had those commercials, I would have got done with majority of the movie within that hour from 8 to 9. Like, but commercials hindered me. Crazy. I used to hate it.
That's crazy because different people's experiences, you don't have a certain experience that's only geared towards you because of what you had to go through, and it could be throughout the same. We could talk about the same movies, but you have a totally different experience because of what you had to go through.
And speaking of that, I do have a couple questions I had jotted down I wanted to ask you. Being from a Haitian background and that kind of culture being very strict on, what they let their kids do and don't do, especially when they come over to America, what or who inspired you to start drawing all together? Like, what was your inspiration? Because I'm an artist, so I just started drawing from certain reasons. I want to know what's your inspiration that got you started when you first picked up a pencil and really this is what I like to do.
So, my old cousin, his parents were strict, but he was older, so he could get away with a lot more. He used to draw Marvel characters. So I remember specifically he drew this picture of Gambit, and I was like, damn, that's fire. So ever since then, I don't know if that's the actual moment, but I do remember seeing The Lion King for the first time, bring it back. When I was watching the movie, I was like, yo, if I could do something like that, that would be I'd be okay. So I think at that point, maybe I was either 5 or 6, depending on when the VHS came out. That's when I started drawing, and I'd go to school and I'd get in trouble for drawing because that's all I could focus on. Focus on.
Same. I used to doodle around my worksheet, the little white extra space around my worksheets, turn it in. It's you can't keep turning in papers with drawings and stuff. I'm that's where my mind transitions to. I just draw. It was a natural thing. My first actual big thing doing as a kid was for Children's Hospital in Oakland, California. I used to, every time my grandmother would take me to the doctor, for me to be sitting still, they'd give me a pencil or a pen and I'd be drawing on the little sheet that they pull over the bed. He seen those and he started saving them. And then I got my first gig as a kid. I painted the wall inside the children's hospital.
That's fire.
And I was second grade. I was second grade. And from there, I was I'm about to keep drawing. I'm about to keep drawing.
That's such a good story because we go to school and we're taught that art and music are extracurricular. Right. So you do that later on after all the important stuff is done. But what would life be without art? Because art is in literally everything. Art brings makes life worth living. So to tell me that I could do this after all the important stuff gets done, it's no. Imagine if maybe they do that now in schools, but imagine if they made art in the they do. They have art schools and music schools. Now they do, but back then it's nah.
It wasn't
you get one. You get 2 hours a week to do artwork, and then that's it.
But I feel my thing in life, from what I've seen growing up, in my perspective, I feel art, music. Or something you can never get rid of in life, because you're gonna always need art, you're gonna always need music, drawings, just paints pictures for things people don't understand in words, and math is everywhere. And it's I don't think them two things you ain't gonna never get rid of. And the same thing is music. You feel me? Everything comes with sound, so there's always gonna be art, math, and music. You feel me? You can't get rid of those three things.
Yeah.
Even if it's a diagram, that's a form of art. You have to be an artistic person to draw out a diagram. You feel me? You can't just, put it together as is. From the dawn of day, it's been art, math, and music that has pushed this world forward.
It's always confused me, like early on when like people would be like, "Oh, I want to go to art school," or "I want to do music," and people are like, "Bitch, ew." And I'm like, y'all sit there and listen to music all fucking day. Like, how do you think that like people get there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, people go like you put people like, and some people did like some parents did it as like a punishment. I thought I was being punished when I was sent to like play in the orchestra because I'm like, I'm a softball person. I don't want to play the violin, but now that I've like done it, I did it. It was like 6th grade. Now that I've done it, it's something that I do, and I'm just like,
oh, that is a great question. That Santo, that's a great question.
What do niggas feel about AI biting artists and musicians? I say to hell with AI. I use it a little bit for certain situations, but for the most part, I feel like AI is going to hinder us in more ways than just art and music because we're giving knowledge and intelligence to an artificial thing. We know I've seen the movies, like ain't no need to really get into it. Everybody here done seen every AI movie that had ever been put out, and ain't nothing ever went right except for like a robot dog or something like that. And that's for a kid. But other than that, in real life, ain't nothing AI has ever done us justice. We've seen Terminator, we've seen all of that. Like it's no good. We've seen Eagle Eye.
Right.
Like I don't understand.
It reminds me of iRobot when he made that sketch of what was gonna happen in his vision and all that stuff. I mean, like,
But how do you feel about it, Marco?
Like 3 seconds.
How do you feel about it as being an artist as well? How do you feel about the AI situation coming in, stepping on toes?
So it's really crazy because the average person is very dumb. And a lot
no lie.
The average person can't really tell the difference. They might confuse the difference, but the average person can't really tell the difference. And these AI models are taking art that exists already and twisting into whatever the user prompts in. So I'm not for it. I only think it can be good as reference. So let's say I don't know how to describe what I want this artist to do. Let me generate an image similar to what I want. Give this to the artist. Hey, can you do an image similar to this? In that, I think it's okay. I'm still not for it, but I could see how that's beneficial in saving time and getting things done faster. I use a little bit of AI when I'm like writing descriptions or things like that, but I would also go and like fix it myself and tailor it to my own voice.
Make it personal.
It's like you said before, nothing. We've seen the movies, like just like The Simpsons predicting everything happening. We've seen the movies about AI, and it never ends up in a positive manner at all. Like I don't know if y'all seen this movie called Her.
Yes. Yes.
It's a fire movie, and that's all about the dude falling in love with the AI, like Siri, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, Alexa or Siri. He falls in love with Siri. Sends his life into shambles because he thinks it's like so real, and like they start having feelings. Like, come on, like we know about this already. What are we doing? And like
I forget the name of it, but Denzel's son just did a movie just like that. Where he's saving this little girl, and he had a wife that was like a robot.
Creator.
Was it Creator?
Yeah, the Creator.
That and Megan just came out this year, and you seen
what? Look, Megan was my shit. Megan was my shit. I think between AI and science, you would think that society knows better, but between AI and science, it's just they don't.
Can I just
They
sidetrack
try
one
to do
time?
what's best, but it's really not.
Can I sidetrack one time just for Megan? I just want everybody to see if they feel like I feel. As high tech as that building was, that company, why did they have that old ass paper cutter in that building where she pulled off the paper cutter thing and chopped bruh? Like, y'all got a whole facility and lab, and y'all telling me y'all got this ancient
You
ass
have a
paper
laser cutter
in the hallway. Like, y'all
You have to have
y'all got,
you have to have at least one thing that grounds your building. One ancient thing.
Bro, they had the
One
throwback
ancient thing.
paper cutter in the hallway. Like, oh my God. Like, y'all building robots that develop their own mind, and y'all got this ancient paper cutter. Y'all,
Right.
that was it. So also moving along, I don't know if you said it, but I think you kind of said it. But I know you drew the Pride Lands in quarantine, but like, what really gave you the inspiration to continue drawing the rest, like to make it a complete set? You said it was funny to draw Scar, then you kind of did Mufasa, and because as you had pictured, but what made you really go in and be like, oh, I'm gonna go in and do this, and it blew up the way it did?
He was just, bro, he was just looking at Disney characters and just being like,
you want to
how
be a
can
star,
I get the
you?
public involved?
Yeah.
No, but literally, no, what you said, like, it's like the public. Because I feel like the difference between me and a lot of artists and like people on social media, they treat their followers just like followers, not like helpers, not like people. I treat my followers like not necessarily friends, but people with like valuable opinions. Even though most people are stupid, I still I treat people with valuable opinions. That's why like a lot of the time I'm responding to people's comments, at least liking it. Like, thank you for taking the time to come to my page and like show your appreciation, or tell me how this character affected your life and how much you like it. Like, I appreciate that. So when I was doing it, people would like, yo, please, it would make my day if you did this character. Yo, what if you did this? What if you did this? Like, this is like, so it became like every day at like 12 p.m. I would post a new one. Plus, I was getting a lot of traction at the time. So I was like, let me keep this ball rolling, because once you stop, it's going to be that much harder to keep pushing it. Nice. And then it became like people creating their own stories and like their own backstories to these characters. And it became like hilarious. So I kept going and going and going. And once you have a series, that's why like my suggestion to a lot of artists is to do a series, because you have to think once about the series, what you want it to be. And then depending how much you can add into it, you still got at least like 10 things, lined up that you could work on, that you could do in succession, and that you don't have to think too hard about what it needs to be. You have to think about how the drawing is going to look, but not what it's going to be. So like doing the Lion King, all right, I do Mufasa. That's at least 11 characters that I know I'm going to do eventually. And then the next movie, then the next movie, and then the next movie. So like it could go on for a while. So I suggest like every artist pick a series, something that you can follow up with and have fun doing it.
Gotcha.
That's dope. That's dope.
So quick two things before we move forward. I was gonna say, so I had never got finished with saying what I was saying about the Cruella de Vil in her 20s. I wanted to see if you could do a Grimm. I don't know if you are familiar with the adventures of Grimm and Bill and Mandy. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that? Okay, cool. Yeah. I would love to see what you would do with a Grimm like before he was dead, because we all knew Bruh was Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? He had that accent, but we never got a picture of what he would look like. So it was that, and I felt like, it's Shaq, because we were out here talking about Kobe. I the same way you did Halle Berry, I think it'd be really dope if you did Shaq, because they call him Superman, that's his nickname, and then you also know he did Man of Steel in the movies. So the same way you did Halle Berry, I think it would be dope if you did Shaq and make him do those transitions. I'm pretty sure he would tap in, because Shaq loves supporting artists. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, Shaq is one of my 4 like favorite NBA players.
My
Kobe,
number
Shaq,
That's my number one. Next,
That's my
Shaq,
number
Jordan,
one.
Iverson.
That's crazy. We got that in common. But yeah, that's my number one.
Shaq is
Yeah.
my favorite player. Then came Ray Allen. Then my boy LeBron James is my current in the game favorite player.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah,
first
Shaq
ever
is-
NBA favorite player, Shaq. I got Shaq posters all around the house, man. I got Shaq. That's my favorite player.
I have 2 Shaq action figures.
What?
I don't have any action figures.
That's hard.
I
I used to
know
rock the
spent-
Shaqs.
I
Let me
bought
get
that
it real
$100
quick. Hold up.
That $100 2K pack when he came out on that mug. I was in line. Early release. Got my posters and bonus packs. His and LeBron.
What? Oh, bro, and they made him tall. Oh, bro.
Oh, and you got him
That's
with the Magic. You a
hard.
real one. You a real one. Cause
Oh
yeah,
my
real
God, that
niggas
was
be like, he
good.
from the Lakers. No, he started with the Magics. My boy, him and Penny was
Ray
doing way
Allen
before
over
him and
Reggie
Shaq.
Miller.
Yes, sir. Ray Allen over Reggie Miller. You got me. I love Reggie. I respect Reggie and Indiana, all that. But man, Ray him, bro. Ray going to that hole. Ray getting boards, and Ray gonna splash it. You feel me? Like, I like Reggie. You know you feel me? But Jesus Shuttlesworth, I'm honest, buddy. Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. Ray was Supersonics. You know, Seattle Sonics. You know. Before they became OKC. You feel me?
But what, Marco, you never finished. What's your 4? Shaq.
Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, Iverson.
Okay. That's solid.
I like 2 of the 4.
Ain't contest that. What you about to say, bro?
Yeah.
I like 2 of the 4.
2 of the 4. Wait, who's the 2?
The Iverson and the Shaq.
You don't like?
I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm a Kobe respect. I respect his game as 24, but number 8, I never liked it. I'm not no fake ass nigga. When Kobe passed, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I was a big. No, I respect 24's game. I don't like 8 for worth nothing. You keep 8. I don't care about 8. I respect 24's game.
Crazy.
I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm just now supporting the Lakers because this year, because LeBron over there, I told him I'm going to take me 2.5 years to really support him when he made that move.
Okay,
But
so
other than that,
what
You know
about
what's
Mike?
crazy? You talk
Jordan,
about Kobe like he's 2 different people. That's crazy. It makes sense.
he
But
is though. That number 8
It
was
makes
a
sense.
young, unseasoned, immature Kobe. 24, he ain't got no hair. He got wisdom. You feel me? He's learned from his past mistakes. His game has evolved, and he is now a team player. I respect that.
he was a star and then transitioned into a leader.
Yes. Number 8.
Roby.
Roby and
I like
Kobe. Yeah.
You feel me? Like
Kobe
that was
and
different.
Kobe, I
It's
like
like
that.
you feel me? It was different people, bro. Different
Okay.
people.
So we gonna transition, man. So you always talk about like you did this because you like the nostalgia and bringing people back to their childhood. So since we in the season, you know what I'm saying? What's your favorite Christmas movie, bro? What was some of your favorite Christmas movies growing up, bro?
In no order. Jingle All the Way.
Mm,
The Grinch. Home
okay.
Alone. The Santa Claus.
Mm,
And I'd have to say, yeah, Home Alone 1 and 2 got to be in there too.
respect.
You know
Nah,
what's so crazy?
So hold up.
Go ahead.
Now,
Go,
when
go.
you said Grinch,
That's what I was gonna
are you
ask.
talking about Jim Carrey?
Jim
Jim
Carrey
Carrey.
Grinch. Jim Carrey Grinch.
Ain't nobody
Timothy
putting,
Carey
ain't nobody
Grinch.
over 25 putting that new Grinch animation.
No, I wasn't talking about the new Grinch.
could be
'cause I
talking
didn't like
about
that
Oh, she
one.
talking
I
about
didn't
the-
care. I was
the
talking about the
OG.
yeah, the OG cartoon.
Okay, I
Well,
respect that. I
cartoons,
respect
that's one in the same.
No.
Thank
the
you.
OG
That's what I was. Hey, you
cartoon-
took the words out of my
Right.
mouth. Why you do that, Santo? God damn, I was just
Arnold
about to say before
Schwarzenegger.
she cut me off. That's what I was saying when I was about to say I have never seen nobody put my favorite Christmas movie in their top 5, which is Turbo Man.
It was mine too.
Arnold
That's crazy.
Schwarzenegger.
That must be an Oakland
I have
thing.
that movie on VHS. I've been had it since the day it came out. It's original. I got also, if y'all don't know about me, man, I'm the VHS master when it comes to Disney movies and old school movies. I got all the VHSs. I got them. I got originals from when I bought them when I was a kid, and then I'll go thrifting for them. But VHSs, holla at me. I need them. But Turbo Man, like, that's one of the classic. Like,
yeah, Jingle All the Way is.
Sinbad was in that movie,
one of the
bro.
funniest,
really about
funniest movies.
So speaking of
Turbo Man
movies,
is like One Piece to me.
What'd you say?
Said Turbo Man is like One Piece to me.
That's crazy. So you don't know this about Kaori. She is a One Piece hater. She's not. She left. Oh, you didn't know that was Juju? Was that you? You got accents. That's crazy.
Watch how you talk on this platform, okay? Watch how you talk on this platform.
Bro, what was the 3 strikes, bro? She said hella villainous shit. She said she don't like One Piece. What was the other
And
2
don't.
things, bro?
And fucking don't.
What was
She
the other
said
2
something.
things, bro? She said so much crazy stuff, bro.
Bro, like at this point, you about to get put in the vote.
It was so much
Like a
stuff. I
Disney
gotta
movie.
write it down, bro, because I was like, that's
And with
crazy.
that being said, do you have something in the vote? Because I'm an artist and I got shit I don't throw neither. Do you have something in the vote you waiting to drop that you think will have everyone's eyes like, oh, all over again versus how you did when you first dropped Pride Lands? Cause I know people be having stuff that they don't drop because they not sure if they ready to drop it or if it's really what they wanted, envision it to be, but it still be fire. Like, you got something? You got something?
I have a lot of like unreleased series ideas that I maybe just gonna sketch, or I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm waiting for like an anniversary to pop up or something. But I just drew a picture of Xena. Oh, I'll give you one.
Warrior Princess?
Yeah, Xena.
Warrior Princess?
Oh,
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
real one. You a real one.
Yeah.
You a real one.
I just drew that picture of Xena. I'll give you one. So I'm planning on doing like young Hades, Zeus, and Poseidon.
I love that.
From Disney
And
or
trying to-
from the
Yeah.
mythical lore?
So, well, going back to the mythical lore, like how they fought Kronos, their dad. So I'm trying to imagine what that movie would look like.
You might have just
There's
stumbled
a lot
on
of
a
things.
masterpiece you need to dish off to Disney. Like, hey, we need a prequel. We need a prequel, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hard.
Exactly.
You thinking about giving Poseidon, King Poseidon? Well, they call him King
Poseidon's
Triton.
my
They
favorite.
call him King Triton in Disney, don't they? Right though, but
So here's the thing. I don't know if they are the same person because half of the internet says King Triton is Poseidon, and the other half is like King Triton is Poseidon's son.
He is. King Triton is Poseidon's son, and then Poseidon, because so like if you go into Hercules, when they are about to go to like war with Hades and the Titans, Poseidon is in there, and I believe he's green. But
yes,
Triton
he's green
is,
and he's kind of chubby. Yeah.
But Triton, King Triton, like from what the hell is that fucking movie? The Little Mermaid, is Poseidon's son, and like historically, that's Poseidon's son.
okay.
But I read a book. I read a book that said that King Triton is Poseidon. It's a Disney book, but it's not really canon. So like I do like Poseidon being something different than Triton. Just because it just makes a lot of sense. And King Triton looks a lot like Zeus. So it's like, let's throw some differences in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got Xena and you got the British trio. That's something that I'm kind of working on wrapping my mind around. But like a lot of people, Yeah, a lot of people have like suggestions of what I should do. Like a lot of people suggest I do Avatar.
Yep, I saw it coming.
I really like Avatar, right?
Bro.
But
hold that thought. We interviewing, you know what I'm saying, that guy, you know what I'm saying, the man of the hour, the special guest, you know what I'm saying. We're interviewing, you know what I'm saying. Let's bring up the logo. You know what I'm saying? The Masterminds Connect. He does Marco does a lot of revisioning of characters of like our favorite childhood animals and make them like humans and modern day versions and with swag. And I'm actually glad you asked me this question because me and Kaori had a debate earlier before this when I was making the description for this.
It
was a debate. It was a debate. We're gonna get the answer from the source. So when I was making the description for your episode, I said make like basically mentioning fashion being involved into you making these characters. And she said, she contested and said that fashion has nothing to do with you making these characters. And I told myself,
because do not lie. That is not what I said. That is exactly not what I said. What I said was when you were making the description, so why you trying to lie on your show and shit.
I'm not.
What I said was that when you were starting this off, it was the reimagining of the characters, and that it wasn't necessarily fashion centric. You didn't start you didn't start off by saying, you know what, I'm going to create this character for fashion purposes, is what I said. I'm going to create this character for fashion purposes. That's what I said, is that you didn't create the character for fashion purposes, but I did agree that fashion was included. I just said it was not for fashion purposes. And then my dad agreed. Because when you looked at the character that you told me to pull up, you said
did you always have in mind the styles and the fashion? Because while talking in this interview, because I listened, you actually picture the cultural background with the styles of that culture and put it on the characters when you make them. So how much is fashion put into your artwork when you make these characters?
So when you're talking about fashion, you're talking about the character in the character's fashion, or do you talk about like me making fashion like of the characters, like merch? You're talking about the actual character, right?
No, the actual characters, not you making merch.
Okay.
But we are also going to tap into your well.
I do. It's very fashion. It's not centric, but it is a big part because the way so what people wear tells a lot about their personality. So if I am drawing a character, the fashion has to be as equal as you know, the pose or the facial expression. So
exactly.
Like,
that's what I said.
Equal.
I said he did not create it to be fashion centric.
They at the same level.
You said that he was creating it for fashion purposes, and I didn't say that.
I said that with a stylish revision, as in style and fashion.
When you were putting that together, you said it was. You were basically saying it was fashion centric, and that is not what it was.
People want to relate, exactly. So
I'm not saying that fashion wasn't important. I'm saying that when, like what he was saying, that fashion is included, but it was not created for fashion purposes.
Marco, on a scale of 1 through 10, how important is the fashion with your art? On a scale of 1 through 10.
I'll say like a 7.
Okay, that's pretty high. It's pretty high. It's pretty high.
Thank you, Christopher, saying that I made sense. Thank you, Christopher. I made sense. Thank you.
That's fine. You can.
No, I think I know what you're saying. Because there is a lot of artists. There's this artist named Hayden something, and everything they draw is based on fashion. So it's like fashion illustration. So it's like, you can tell by the way they do like the slim limbs, and like all the fashion is very detailed. So that's more like fashion illustration. I would say I'm in that realm But
Mm.
some people ask me to do that because of how I draw. They know I can translate
amazing.
into that, but it's like iffy. So y'all both right.
Whatever.
She said
I like
y'all
to
both
win.
right, children. Settle
Okay.
down. Settle down, children.
He's just trying to be nice to you. But no,
Whatever.
what I was gonna say was with that being said, with dishing out ideas, and I really hope you write these down. So I hope you go back to this episode and be like, okay, they was dropping gems. I'm about to do this and this. So when people dishing out ideas to you, you know it's a really huge thing in the nerd community to do like the Met Gala, and they do that with the X-Men, and they just recently did it with who did they just do? Like I want to say they did it with Barbie and all that stuff. Now if you do in Pride Lands, bro, I really feel like you should give them a Met Gala little situation, you know what I'm saying? Flip it up like
that's a really good idea.
And then people, you know, the cosplayers gonna go crazy and try to mimic that. You feel me? I already saw somebody cosplay Scar, and it was phenomenal. So
yeah, that's a good idea. Was it Met Gala? Did it just happen?
Yeah, it just happened. Oh, I think the one that just happened. So when we was at LA Con, I saw somebody do Mystique. I know her. Forget her name. It's like Dom or Dame, something like that. I gotta pull up her Instagram, but she did the Mystique, and I think they did a whole little Barbie thing and you know stuff like that. But yeah, definitely X-Men was the last one I can remember them doing.
Yeah, the gala for the Hellfire Gala for X-Men.
Hellfire Gala, exactly.
Yeah, Hellfire. Yeah. All right,
So,
I'm gonna do that.
Well, Pride Lands one.
The theme for next year is Sleeping Beauty or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. That's a good idea.
Okay.
That's good.
So I do have a question. Since you are a DC fan, and I'm not sure if this is like I don't know if this is a spoiler question or not, because I think the issue's been out for a minute. Are you a Teen Titans fan?
I do like
Marvel
the Teen Titans.
I'm not
crazy. I'm not crazy.
There's a lot of Marvel back there.
Yeah, he said he has Marvel. He has Marvel back there, and he has DC on like another part of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say another shelf. I was about to say my eyes were good. That's a lot of Marvel for to be a DC.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Marvel figures versus DC figures. The Marvel figures are better than the DC figures because the same company doesn't make both. So the DC figures are like taller. So they don't fit in. I like to put characters together that don't necessarily go together. So the DC figures are a little bit taller than the Marvel figures, so I like the Marvel figures better. But I do have a lot more. So mostly of these are Marvel, and then the top couple are DC. Not because I don't like DC, it's because the figures are not as good.
Respect.
But
the reason I asked,
I think Batman is better than anything Marvel. But Marvel is better than DC.
You went too far, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. You was doing so good all the way up until this point. And then you Thank you, Ju. Thank you. You was doing so good. Then you just
Batman is better. Batman is better than anything Marvel. But Marvel is better than
he's better than Moon Knight. That nigga better
than
insanity.
The first
hero family, the X-Men.
You know what it is, bro?
Huh?
You love DC.
Pause. No, I like. Okay, so I'm gonna set the record straight for y'all because y'all be confusing me with somebody else. So when it comes to comic book universes, I am a fan of both. When it comes to the comic books, I like the comic book stories in Marvel better because they're like relatable. But I do like DC's comic book stories because they are darker. When it comes to movies, DC ain't touching nothing live action that Marvel got going on. Animation wise, though, Marvel hasn't even held a candle.
I don't think that's true.
My voting is 2-1 because I think Marvel owns comics and live action. I think DC only has animation.
DC has the animation down packed. Their TV shows are 2-1
special.
Garbage.
Marvel wins.
But if somebody actually just asked me my favorite comic book storyline, like in all of comics that I just read, and my number one comic book storyline above all the storylines that I've ever read is Identity Crisis from DC, as probably one of their darkest stories, and it's something that I do not think that they would be able to animate or make live action, because I don't think it's going to make it either way in society with how dark it is. But if they were to do it, I think it would be a
dark animation movies. Like
so I think bro is saying that because again, he loves masterminds, and I think it's really hard to top Batman when he's the man of prep time. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's his biggest thing. But you got to remember,
we got King the Conqueror.
We got Dr. Doom.
Wait, hold on.
I would put
Dr. Doom.
So I'm thinking about.
He's not really a mastermind.
All the Batman universe. So Batman story has the best rogues gallery. He has the most interesting villains. Batman has a relationship with each of these villains that Spider-Man kind of has, but Batman has like the darkest storylines within the villains as well. See, like, and that's why I say Batman, because think about it. Your hero is only as good as your villain.
I agree.
Who in Marvel
villains go crazy?
Who in Marvel is as iconic as Joker as a villain?
What?
Dr. Doom.
Easy.
I would put Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom, bro, there's a whole rapper that took a whole persona. Doom took the whole persona of Dr. Doom, and he's an iconic hip hop.
He's not more iconic than Joker. He's not.
That's
more
only
iconic
because you want to know why he's not more iconic in that way, because he has never been pimped out like Superman, Batman, and the Joker. Marvel has the
that could be
process. True. It is true, because Marvel dished it out and tries to put light on all of their characters some way, somehow, even from the olden times to now. They try to put light on all of their characters. DC has continuously and not only put out Batman and Superman movies. There's no other people in the movies that has as many movies as these. You got one Green Lantern movie. You have the 2 Little Wonder Woman movies. You have you have 3 Fantastic Four films. I mean, that's not Fantastic Four. You have what's the fucking Teen Titans, but those are all animated, so there's nothing really going on with that. But it's all Superman and Batman. We haven't got a Cyborg film. We haven't got a Hal Jordan. We haven't got John Stewart. None of that. So we just barely got Aquaman. They about to scrap that.
So I brought
Joker,
that up.
Joker is so cold. Joker is so cold. You don't even know his identity. No one can give a clear
that shit is
answer.
so
they do know his identity now. Comic books, they found out. It's called Red. Joker, before Joker was the Joker, he was Red Hood. And then
that's not an identity. That's another persona.
Yeah.
But no, they told him who he was though. In the comic issue, that issue drive, they said who he was, like the dude he was.
A comedian, he
was a comedian.
Comic, right? But then, wasn't at the end of the story, they're like, but, I could be lying.
He did say that. That. He said, but I could be lying. He did say that, yeah.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Well, I asked that question.
So what are you going to say?
I asked that question for 2 reasons. So, one, I do agree about the Rose Gallery, because we were just talking about his Rose Gallery this morning, because I do like, comic book characters, And I'm sitting here looking through, like, I just happened to come upon an article where it's like, oh, here's like 15 characters from his rogues gallery you probably don't know. And like the first group of people, I was like, I've never heard of these two people in my life, Gotham and Gotham Girl. And they came out in 2016, and my dad was like, yeah, they're big. That was like, big where? Because I've never heard of these people. But I got into that one because I wanted to, they had Punchline as his number one. And Punchline is Joker's, like a Joker kind of wannabe apprentice type thing, and that bitch is cold too. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a bunch of Batman like rogues gallery characters because I love his villains. I hate Batman. I've hated Batman for years, but I do like his rogues gallery. I do think he has the best rogues gallery. But the reason I asked about Teen Titans is because they just killed Beast Boy officially.
Yeah.
That you just now get to that?
Somebody, the Beast World story like came out a little while ago, so I didn't know that they got to the Beast World story yet. But I saw the article this morning where they're like, "Oh, Beast Boy just died, and here were his last words." And I was like,
when we was doing the spin-off shows, I mentioned it when we talked about
I didn't even realize that that's what you were talking about because I was reading the Teen Titans stories. So when they were telling like his last words, I was like, I need somebody else's opinion. He did.
He went out.
I was like, I need somebody else's opinion on this.
He got one of them Wolverine blasts, like where the whole body just like peeling back, like they.
Well, now they have him. They have him as a Garo. They have him as Garo. The Star Conqueror, and Dr. Hate completely erased his human half, so there is no more Garth. No more Garth at all.
That's crazy.
He's just a Starro the Conqueror, and I was sitting here like,
what? Shit like that. Like they did that to Cyborg as well. But quick question, transitioning because we was talking about DC versus Marvel and all that. I know you don't like a lot of live actions, but is there a live action film that you like? Is there a live action version of, Disney movies or any anime, whatever, that you actually love?
New or old?
It doesn't matter.
101 Dalmatians.
That's
with Glenn Close.
That's crazy that nobody's ever thought about that.
Yes.
That's 101 Dalmatians. Period.
That was an amazing answer.
That's the best live action Disney movie, and that's when they were like, I think the key to live action is enough differences and enough similarities. So like maybe half and half. We don't need a bar for bar retelling of the same story because we got that already. Facts. We don't need CGI of animation for a whole movie. I'm talking to you, Lion King. That takes away the appeal of it.
Thank you.
People like Beauty and the Beast, but I thought it was trash because the Beast is my favorite character, and they made the Beast look like a golden retriever.
Almost, yeah.
Looking like a minotaur.
Right. Jungle Book was really good because they gave like, especially Shere Khan.
I like all the live action Jungle Book stuff.
Idris Elba. Yes, they're all good. Even remember the 90s one?
When he's an adult?
The 90s Jungle Book? Yeah.
The adult version. I love all that's why I said 3.
Yeah. I gotta run back. I gotta run those back. I was gonna run those back.
I love all 3 classics.
I'm very scared for Hercules. Very scared.
Oh,
very
God.
scared. I think I'm scared of that one, but I think that would be one of the best ones to do because their main characters are mostly human. So like the CGI would be the beast that he's fighting and like
Hades,
maybe
all of that.
I could think they could fudge Hades with more like practical effects, but I do think he'd be mostly CGI. Yeah. To make it, if they want to make him look like exactly like the animation, it would have to be probably CGI. But if they switched it a little bit, I could see a lot of people getting angry. Like, that's not my Hades. That's not what Hades looks like.
So while we here, man, we wanted to, you feel me, go ahead and get to some of his merch because, my boy got merch. You know what I'm saying? He do got style. He do got swag. and we wanted to get into some of the stuff that he's selling. Ju, if you can pull up his hashtag, please, or I put it in the banner thing, so people could tune in and get this man some money. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I have a merch store because of necessity, right? So when I started making these characters, they're like, "Yo, this on a shirt. Put this on a shirt. Put this on a shirt. I need a print. This wasn't my plan to do this, but it just came out of
wow.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's one of my favorite joints.
That's hard. That's hard. That's
Have you seen this video? Have you seen this video? The video I did for this?
I haven't.
If you go to my Instagram, watch this video and listen to the song, I'm telling you, it's gonna give you chills.
That's hard.
Because that's also why I like getting reels and stuff, because you could put music to your artwork, and I really like music, so like pairing together, it just gives a different effect.
Got you. This is so clean. My boy Pumbaa and Simone look great. Them boys look. Hey, now where are they from? What's the swag of this?
New York.
New York. Okay.
They're from. So the story behind Pumbaa. So when I was drawing Pumbaa, like when I was doing the series, people were already giving me like, "Oh, I know how Pumbaa's gonna look like. He's gonna look like this. He's gonna look like that." But I was like, you know what? Let me switch it up a little bit. Put people on their toes. So I went a whole different direction. But based on the movie, it's believable. Because like when at the end of the movie, when he was fighting all those hyenas, where did he learn to fight? Like he just didn't pull that out of nowhere. So I'm like, all right, let's make this dude like brute character, like a bodyguard type of. Yeah, it's Mr. Pig, right?
Mr. Pig.
You should have wrote that on his knuckles.
Oh, Mr. That's knuckles, Mr. Oh, a tatted Mr. Pig. That's hard.
That'd be horrible. That's. So speaking of, man, my boy Ju also does art. I'm gonna go ahead and put up his hashtag.
What's your Instagram?
That's on my
right here, Straw Hat Jew, Straw Hat _Jew.
King Up Arts. That's a Cash App, but that's
That's cash.
Yeah, hold on. This is the other one.
All right, got you.
But this ain't the one where they can find the art though, right? It's King Up Arts, right?
No, Straw Hat Jew. Just scroll on down.
Got you.
King's Design is the page's name. That hashtag is Straw Hat Jew.
Got you. But yeah, man, definitely connect with my guy. We really loved having you. Is there anything that you haven't said to the public that you would love to treat us with? Give us a little inside scoop before you go, or anything you know what I'm saying? Anything you got going on, anything you working on, something that you want to manifest and put out there. Well,
let's see. Oh, I would like people to go to my website and look at the tab called Mastermind Thoughts. And that is a little blog. I'm testing out blog posts, so it's a blog post I wrote about top 5 artist mistakes. And I think it's very, very helpful information. Not only to artists, but to anyone who's in like the social media world, and also about interacting with people online and like things like that. It's really, really, really good information. When I first put it out, I had a lot of people tell me, yo, like I didn't know I needed this information, but I would say go to that. The tab is called Mastermind Thoughts. It's top 5 artist mistakes. What else? My dream is to create an animated TV show. And I kind of want it to be based on my experiences growing up as like a sheltered kid. Also being Haitian, also like, cause like being Haitian is like, a lot of people don't even really know where Haiti is or what being Haitian is. So I feel like the best way to put it is kind of like Jamaican mixed with like Nigerian.
I love that.
Right. So it's kind of like a mixture of that. So it's like a lot of the times growing up, they were like, yo, you're not even black, you're Haitian. But I look black. Like I look Black American. So like
why do they I
like
never understood that, bro. Why do they take away yeah, you're still black, bro. It's a diaspora. You feel me? You're under the umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
People don't know about race versus ethnicity. It's
that's crazy.
So I want to make a show like kind of like mix like Hey Arnold mixed with Everybody Hates Chris mixed with Boondocks.
I love that.
Kind of that.
God bless you again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like,
since you mentioned that, right? You mentioned about helping out other artists. I know you did this thing where it was called Drink and Draw. So you would listen to Drake and draw and drink. Now I know you do this for your artists, and shout out to you for doing that, man. Because it seems like you're a man of the community, and I love that. But I also want to mention. What is your favorite drink, bro? What do you be sipping on? What's your favorite, you know what I'm saying, concoction?
My favorite drink is whiskey ginger.
Okay. Straight up, man.
Whiskey ginger, like put whiskey with some ginger beer or ginger ale. That's all you need. Good money.
I respect it.
Back in college, I was Four Locos heavy. I do not recommend. I do not recommend that.
0 stars.
Oh my god!
But they had me right. But I do not recommend those.
Got you. Are you coming to
11%.
any? Is there any cons you going to soon?
Right now I'm going through like planning phase. Like I'm typing out like Dragon Con, WonderCon, DreamCon. I'm like researching, trying to fill out applications and stuff, just to see like I DreamCon is during San Diego Comic-Con.
Unfortunately,
so I gotta figure out. Yeah, I gotta figure out.
I had that same dilemma.
Unfortunately, we'll be at SD Comic Con.
Yeah, so. Me and Drew gonna be there. Hopefully, Kaori goes to
San Diego.
What are you talking about?
You are going for sure. You are for sure.
Listen, I panicked and bought the ticket. I have to go.
Yeah, got you.
Oh yeah, you going?
Yeah, I panicked and bought the ticket to DreamCon, and so I have to go. So I will be there.
You bought the ticket to DreamCon? Yeah, and you can't transfer those tickets at all. Yeah. I tried.
I tried.
I panicked, and I was like, "Shit!"
Because I got the ticket. I got the ticket to go, and then I was like, "All right, let me try to get a booth." But I think I registered too late, so I was like waitlisted forever. So I was like, "All right, well, I'm not gonna go. Let me sell this ticket." And then the day before, dude I sold it to was like, "Hey, dog, they won't let us get in with your ticket because it's not under his name." So I had to just eat that, yo.
That's crazy. That's hecka crazy. So he was already out there. That's crazy.
Yeah. So y'all gotta register y'all ticket under somebody's name.
Yeah, your own name, and you can't transfer it to someone else if you sell it.
So was there anything else anybody else wanted to ask? You feel me? Before we get up out of here, anything on y'all mind before we did?
No,
I don't have a question, but I do agree. Like in planning mode, as you know, I sent you the list of cons that I will be. I'm going to WonderCon because I can't go to San Diego Comic-Con, and to me, they're essentially the same thing. WonderCon is just San Diego Comic-Con in March, so
yeah.
I will be at a lot of cons, a lot of them. So
okay.
If I don't have a booth, then I definitely am trying to be there.
Joe, anything you want to add? Anything you want to say?
No, pretty much all my questions was answered, whether I asked them or somebody else asked them.
Okay, good. Well, I really appreciate you tapping in with Tapping No Capping, bro. Thank you for all the viewers that stayed in for this interview. You blessed us. Your booth was amazing. Your art is amazing. You know what I'm saying? You have a cool temperament. So I hope this ain't our only reaction, even though it's our first interaction, and we continue networking together. And I can see you at another con, or you feel me, media wise, or whatever you end up doing, bro. We praying on your success, and you know what I mean. Have a good night, brother.
I appreciate it, yo. Just let me know when you want me back, and I'm there.
Yes,
I appreciate
sir.
that.